all know some of them use car don't deliver. And those when deliver broke down almost as fast as you could have taken them off of the wall. And the consequences of that was that for almost 2 years, the police were crippled. There was no force multiplier because vehicles are what you call a force multiplier. And that's when we saw the murder rate shoot up in Jamaica when the JLP came to office and the police had no reliable vehicles. And when I talk about that, I see the same Bandulu coming, Comrade McHale, with this used school bus system that they're bringing in the children. And let me tell you something. I am a man I don't like stray into other shadow ministers' lane, but I got permission from McHale this evening because I hear that the labor rights and their apologies is like we stir up an ant's nest with the school bus remark. So I want to deal with it here tonight. Yes, I raised the alarm and warned so we don't want to kill off poor people picking with some old bus. And I make no apology for that. And let me just give you some background. These buses that they're bringing in, these are not pre-owned vehicles. These are retired old buses. Many are over 10 to 15 year old with hundreds of thousands of miles on the clock. So when I sound the alarm, me not care what the labor rights say or who they say we are. These were pulled out of circulation in the United States.
Borrow my man with them money that them get paid. And have them pitney and 9 shows them pitney alright. We know that. So the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of single mothers who are having the kids. The man now give them the money and let them appear use it. Sometimes you wonder how them really manage to send the pitney them go to school. Now, these single mothers now are going to be receiving that help from government, where it is that them can see back an extra 5 bills per day or 6 bills per day. And that money, they can actually use it and say, you know what, we can upgrade the fridge, maybe we can buy a new stove. I can use it to really buy a couple of 100 blocks and buy a 10 yard. Listen, at Jamaica, we live in Canada, America, you know. This is the reality of the Jamaican context. And we really must commend the government for this. And I don't have to even go any further. We must commend the government. Just not do nothing else, but the government finally had to talk to the poor people, not for Tapanaris. And I will just rest here.
You can chuck down. No, me don't want you if I'm chucking up.
Yeah,
you can chuck down.
Jump out.
Yeah. No, I mean, as I said before.
Come in the back, brother.
As I said before, Pretty. It's not a big item issue. It's easy, and that I recognize that I want to. It's just that because of political time now, them I use, you could nitpick things and I make a big argument. But I don't know not at all. Because it's the tax them out there, they are run same way and them all do what them all do. But the government have a responsibility as a burden to its citizens. And one of the pain point issues that come up during the last election, which is the political election, is the whole question of affordability, people's ability to afford to take care of themselves and to mind them children. And one of the issues that confront the government was the fact that the cost for education and all the things that related to it. And this is an important way that the government thinks that it can improve the standard of living of people's life. Children is going to be the future of the country. And therefore, we cannot have them drive in a vehicle that is going to provide them with a lot of stress and make them feel traumatized and make them feel bitter and angry and I saw them manage the group and I saw them grow up. So no. So the government has done its research and recognized that it has improved the standard of living as well for the children and make them realize that it can be better for them. That's the thing, government recognize that life can be better for the ordinary man, as the virgin said, for the rural people. For the longest while, the city has benefited from the success of the government. Right? It is now time for the rural area to benefit from its own tax, from its own revenue, from the government that it elect to provide a better way for it. And this is a part of the built out there. We have seen the improvement in the road, we have seen the improvement in the health sector, we have seen the improvement in education. The transportation is also a part of that. So people need to understand that the government are more strategic. So therefore, having bus service for children of the ordinary man means something. It's a big thing, it's a big deal. And so the government must feel confident that it is doing the right thing, and it must feel confident also that it has the support of the ordinary people who believe in its capacity and who will be voting to return it back to power. So we just learn. I want to hear from Chuck still.
All right.
So
Joe, put on the Chuck your box.
All right, no problem.
Now take your gun and Chuck your box.
Yeah, man, no problem.
All right. Stanford, go and talk. Stanford.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. From
Come in at the box now, brother. We send invite, you know.
from Marky G come on this things around as the railway. Me want to ask all Jamaican if they ever hear Marky G say one something out of mouth that is sensible. More than balling about time come for what? This man is a loose cannon. Let me tell you something about the bus them. You see the bus them? We have them in Canada. Can Canada me there? We have them in America. You know, so them not have those buses.
Go to background.
You know, so them not have them the bus there. They not have them the bus there in England, you know. Them bus they not in England, you know.
Yeah.
So in Market G, a Englishman, I see him thing where them say subsidize the taxi them and something. Them they think they run in England, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have them the bus there. And when me I say in a Jamaican, the only thing me I tell you honest to God, me I pray every day. Me pray every day that Jamaican open them eye and give Andrew Holness the third term. Make I can't to the PMP them, make him mash up Jamaica in our next third term. And we all know say the man a do good. The man is doing good. As one of my talker boys say, then say have 28 bank account, him need 3 times that the bank account to do better in a Jamaica because and the next thing again too, you know, when me look pan, you know, they might talk about the 8 year where the man a do or the 9 year where the man a do, you know. What about the 18 years? If the 18 years where PJ Patterson do, if he made left a foundation there, water, light and road, it would have been easy for Andrew to fix them back. Him never left nothing. So me I pray and me and who listen me, you know, because me listen to you every day, you know. And when me not get in there, me listen to you as long as you're depend it. Me only want the people them to know say. The people we are pray for Andrew Holness, and you know them I pray for him. If Andrew Holness gone, you know, Andrew Holness are gonna live comfortable, you know. But make we pray for we young kids then we are come up. Make we pray for the rest of people then we are come up. And God I go bless Andrew make him hold on, you know. So as me said, and that me have to say. And keep up your good work, boss. Keep up your good work.
Respect.
Yeah.
Chuck Finley. Man, you say they want to hear from you.
Yes, sir, Squid. Yes, sir. You see, the PMP is now sunk into a new level of desperation. And some people say surprise them, but in a really surprise. This rural bus system is a game changer that PMP them cannot. It
ignore or allow it to go unnoticed. So, and them now go praise it. So them best better to tear it down. Now, somebody suggested to me earlier, I think it was Omaro, that says, if we had any sensible reporters or sensible journalists in Jamaica, every time they get a camera in front of Mark Golding, they would ask him the question, should you farm government? What do you plan to do with the school bus system? What do you plan to lock it down? Or is something you will keep going? Those are the questions good journalists will be dying to ask the leadership of the PMP to, as we say, get them on record. But as I said, journalism in Jamaica is dead. So you won't get that out of them. Right? Now, we are in the process of implementing a school bus system. One of the most predatory group of people what we have in Jamaica right now when it comes to our young girls and right now even the young boys them too. It's the bus conductor, bus driver and taxi driver. Them is the most predatory group. Predator them prey upon we young girls them. Them prey upon even if you had young boys do it now based on the times that we are living. Them prey upon them. So if the government can eliminate the contact, not eliminate, reduce the contact between this age group of girls and those predators, is a plus in any language. Is a plus. Can't change that. If the government can rest assured, so the parents in these rural communities don't have to sit down a week time and think, oh Lord, I'm going to go $1,000 for bus fare alone, you know. If you can eliminate that $1,000, then that is a plus in any language. You can't deny that. If we can double the safety level of getting our children to school, that is a plus. If we give parents access to these buses, where you can log on to your bus and look, oh, my child is on the bus, okay, they're on the way home, then good. Let's worry. This bus system is a game changer. Everybody coming to ask, why the government not buy a new bus? Why didn't they buy 2 old buses during their time? If they did buy old bus and have some old bus around, we would be changing out those buses right now for new ones. That will be the process. You buy some old one, when they do them term, you replace them with some new ones. But because they didn't have the wherewithal to start a school bus system, we have to be doing it now. What the PMP did, and I want rural people, some people in rural Jamaica listen to me, was to start a bus company named the Jamaica Urban Transit Company and take taxpayers' money from as far as Negril and subsidize that bus company. And no one from Negril could get the benefit of a JUTC bus, but their tax dollars was being used to subsidize that bus company. The Jamaica Labour Party come in and decided to extend JUTC service right across the island. Game changer. We decide now to couple that with the school bus system. Game changer for rural transport. Think back, my people, and remember, say every September, the same bus and taxi where Mark Golding said go empower. Every September morning, them strike for some reason. Them want road, them want raise up. Every September when school to open, them strike. Well, they can strike all them want now. Government have its own bus service to serve these people. So don't be swayed by PMP. I can tell you about bus this and bus that. Every single one of them, when they go buy one used car, is an old car. When you go buy one 2015 car or one 2012 car, is an old car. It's the same thing. There's a reason why we are allowed to import.
Because their engines are tired, their suspensions are worn, their wiring systems are brittle. In the northern states, many have been subject to years of salted roads, which corrode the frames. and the brake lines. These were pulled out of circulation in the US because they were either not considered safe enough for American children or were too inefficient. No, these were primarily used in cities with flat streets and wide lanes. Now imagine you bring those old bus to Manchester, to Trelawney, to the hills of Clarendon, to the hills of St. Elizabeth. These buses were not built for this terrain when they were new, much less when they're 10 and 15 years old with hundreds of thousands of miles. We drove on the junction in a tour bus. And let me tell you something. It was a bit unnerving when we were on the bus tour. But the CEO of the bus company assured us when they buy those buses new, they have to get specially spec'd packages for them. They can't have the long overhang at the back. They have the proper transmission system for our hilly terrain. They have auxiliary braking systems, what you call engine brake, where you see the trucks and the coaches that coming down hills use as a backup braking system. We don't know if these school buses have those. But what we know the school buses have is the long overhang. When you go around the corners and the narrow roads, they swing out when you get from that overhang. Who knows what that can do to the poor pedestrians and we have no sidewalk on those roads. But when those brakes, can you imagine those brakes coming down Plowden Hill, Pusey Hill, any of them steep hills? When those brakes, there's a phenomenon called brake fade. And let me tell you something, comrades, if that happened. And you know, it's like when God will work with you. Because the people in this constituency will understand more than most the risk to our children on school buses. How many catastrophic accidents have we had with Homewood children? While we tired of